Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another foundation review, and today we're going to be reviewing Glowish by Huda Beauty. I picked up the skin tint and I also picked up the bronzer. It just was released today on Sephora's website and it's also in store. I'm going to read a little bit about each product and then we're going to go through my normal foundation wear test review. And this is the packaging, what the skin tint looks like. Hopefully you guys can see. I know my light is kind of bright. This is what it looks like, and I picked this up in the shade 10, which is deep tan. So I'm going to read a little bit about the skin tint. This is a fragrance-free, lightweight covered skin tint foundation that instantly brightens with near neutral undertones and leaves skin with a dewy finish. The coverage is light and the finish is radiant. And this also retails for $37. Comes in 14 shades. It is a skin tint, so don't really expect a huge variety when it comes to shades. And the bronzer I picked up, I think I picked up the wrong shade. I got the shade 4, which is deep tan. I really wanted the deepest one. I don't know how I ended up with this one. And this is what the packaging looks like. This is really nice. And I'm gonna read a little bit about the bronzer. Glowish Soft Radiance Bronzing Powder. This is a transfer-proof, non-drying powder bronzer with a velvety finish. Retails for $31 and this comes in 5 shades. I picked up the shade like I just mentioned, which was shade 10, deep tan. I was looking at shade 9 and 10. I really didn't know which one to pick, so I just went with the shade 10, which was the deepest one, because I felt like if it would be too dark, I could kind of work with that versus if it was too light. Well, either way, I could have made it work, but I just felt like I'd rather go with the deepest shade. Before I apply it, I already have primer on, and today for primer, I have the Givenchy Prism Mattifying Primer. Do a quick swatch. Oh, and by the way, this is fragrance free. Okay, this is what this shade looks like. Shade 10, which is deep tan. So okay, looking at it, I think I made the right choice. So I'm not mad at that. And this actually feels kind of thick for a skin tint. Usually skin tints kind of feel like watery. This feels thick like a foundation. This is a skin tint. I am going to blend it out with my hands. I just like using my hands for skin tints. Okay, y'all, this is what my face is looking like before I put concealer on. I like this so far. Like, I really like the finish of it. It's kind of glowy, but it's like not what I was expecting. Like, I do feel like my face have a shine to it, but it's like not super glowy. So the coverage is there. Like, I was expecting skin tint coverage, but this got a nice coverage to it so far. Like, I wasn't expecting that. So for concealer, I'm going to just use my Giorgio Armani concealer. Okay, y'all, so now I want to go in with the bronzer. I did pick up the shade 4, which was tan. What is it? Deep tan. I don't think this is going to work for me. Mention the bronzer does come with the brush. This is what the brush looks like. I really started not to get this brush. The brush retails for $31. The lady in Sephora convinced me to get it. She kind of like, oh, the brush just works so good with the bronzer. And I'm thinking like, how you know? But I got it. So I guess she did her job by convincing me to get it. This is what the bronzer looks like. I don't think this is going to work for me. I really don't. This is supposed to be a bronzer. What did I say with the velvet? Let me read it before I start lying. This is a transfer-proof, non-drying powder bronzer with a velvety finish that gives you a natural looking tan with a subtle luminosity. Okay, let's do a quick swatch of me looking. Yeah, this is not gonna work for me. Which once I realized I had the wrong shade, I should have went back into the store. I'm gonna just dip the brush in and we're just gonna put it on for fun and see if it works, which I doubt it will. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's actually kind of showing up a little bit. Or as I'm imagining that. Okay, this bronzer, I feel like it did show up on me just a little, like barely there. This kind of reminds me of the color of it and how I was looking on my face. It instantly made me think of the Gucci bronzer in shade 4. That works for me, but it doesn't give me like a super bronze look. This is like a real subtle bronze, like the description said. But I do feel like I want to try the other bronzer, but I do like this so far. Like, this is real subtle. You almost can't even see. Looking this way at my monitor, and I kind of see it a little bit on my forehead. I don't know, but I feel like it showed up a little bit. I don't know. What y'all think? Right now, I do like the finish of this skin tint. It feels more like a foundation to me almost. And I do like the bronzer. I really wish I would have just got shade 5, but I like shade 4. If you are my complexion or around my complexion, you definitely can make shade 4 work. Depending on how you like your bronzer to show up on you. It just really depends. I'm going to keep this, and I'm also going to get the other shade just to see which one I like the most, but most likely I'm going to keep both of them when I do get my hands on shade 5. Anyway, I'm going to keep this on for a couple hours, and then I'll be back to let y'all know my final thoughts. But yeah, I love it so far, but yeah, I'll see y'all in a few. Hey y'all, I'm back after having the skin tint on for about 7 hours. This is what my face is looking like. As you see, I am starting to get oily in my T-zone area, which is to be expected. So that skin tint did not settle into any of my pores or my fine lines. It just really looked like skin. I forgot to mention that earlier. Like, I felt like my face looked exactly like skin. Also, I did feel like earlier that this skin tint was a tad bit too warm for me, but as the day went on, I feel like it kind of oxidized on me a little bit, and it's starting to look a whole lot warmer, because not even 20 minutes ago somebody said to me, whatever you have on your face looks too dark. And I'm like, okay, you noticed it too? I was kind of like unsure, because sometimes things look different on camera, and then when you go look in the mirror it looks another way. So I do feel like this shade is not the best match. Even though I can make it work, I should have probably went with shade 9. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or get shade 9. I'm really not sure as yet, because I might end up getting a tan throughout the summer and it might end up working. But right now, at this particular moment, it is just a tad bit on the warm side. This did not transfer when I had a mask on, even though I did not have a mask on for a long length of time, maybe like an hour or two, but it did not transfer, which is another. Honestly, this skin tint feels more like a foundation. I really do think you could build this up to medium coverage. I really do like this skin tint. Honestly, going into this review, I thought that I was going to really dislike this skin tint, because I did see some little clips of people using it on Instagram and it looked way too glowy, and I just was like, not really sure if I was going to like it or not, but I did know I was going to review it. I am happy that I picked it up. I really like how it wore throughout the day. I really love how my face looked. Like I said, I was really prepared to bash the hell out of this skin tint, but I do think it's worth picking up. The bronzer, I like it, and I'm also going to get another shade. I want to have shade 5 as well, just to really see, does it really show up on my skin tone. I do feel like shade 4 is like a real subtle glow. I mean, a subtle bronze, which they did say it is a subtle. You probably have to, I probably should have put more product on and built it up to really see if I was going to look super bronze. The brush, I do feel like you don't need to have it. If you already got a bronzer brush, you can make that. Scale of 1 to 10, I do give the skin tint a 10. That's how much I like. But anyway, y'all, those are my thoughts on the new Glowish skin tint. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.